Coffee and calendar. I woke up late, so I gotta make this quick. Ooh, geez. Y'all are getting more of a show than you bargained for. Behave. Okay, coffee and calendar. Today is May 15th, 2025, and today, tarot card, the number 5. May heralds a time of growth, expansion, and exploration. The Hierophant card advises seeking guidance from tradition and established wisdom. Embrace spiritual teachings and conformity to find inner truth. In the zodiac, the 5th astrology sign is Leo. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I was mostly prepared, but I forgot to pull out the Hierophant. No big deal. We've got it now. Here it is. The 5s are typically conflict. They are typically a turning point within the story of whatever suit you're in, or the major arcana, as in the case with this guy. So the Fool jumps off a cliff, but because the universe is going to catch them, and begins meeting people that are teaching them different lessons. But then he's called to pause. All right, so you have all these new lessons. They're different from what you know or what you've always known. We need to sit down and figure out how they are going to be in alignment with the person you want to be going forward. Do you want to be traditional or do you want to be untraditional? The choice is yours. You see, after the Hierophant, we start to have cards where the Fool is actually taking action, making choices. Before, he's just meeting the High Priestess, the Magician, the Empress, the Emperor, and basically, just getting new ideas, new perspectives. Well, with the Hierophant, it's time to organize them, put them in a box, figure out how you're going to apply them. And then after, it's like the Lovers, actually originally called the Choice, is a card about having to make choices. The Chariot is about going forward. Strength is about overcoming things that maybe happened in your past, or overcoming fears or things like that, so that you can implement these new ideas, thoughts, or concepts. So then we have the other 5s in the deck of the minor arcana stories. The 5 is roughly in the middle, 1 through, or ace through 10. And these are usually going to be when the energy of that particular story or suit shifts, changes. That peak in the story where things cannot stay the same. So we're going to roughly, or go through this fairly quickly. 5 of Wands. This for me is often a card of conflict based off confusion, a lack of structure. Everybody in this card wants to be the leader, but nobody knows who to follow, and so everyone's trying to do their own thing. Everyone's trying to build this structure with their own vision in mind. So this is where they have to come to a place where they need to figure out who's going to organize their plan, who's going to sit down and draw out what this is supposed to look like. The Wands is often about leadership. It's fire energy. Then we have the 5 of Cups. This person is so focused on looking at what already happened that they fail to see that in front of them, I'm like, where are they? There's actually, behind them, if they just turn around, there's actually still 2 cups left. 2 cups still to feed their soul, to nourish their heart. So this is where the conflict comes with having to let go of the emotional ties that bind. It's a very challenging thing. If you've been a human, for any period of time, you know that those emotional wounds last far longer than the physical wounds. Even the physical scars that we still carry, I don't remember how this felt to fall off my bike and leave these permanent scars. But I remember what it was like to, have a mom that didn't show up for school events. The 5 of Swords. This is the energy of needing to have the final say. This is, I need to win at whatever the cost. I don't care if I lose my friends so long as I got my last little jab in. So ultimately, this guy is alone. Like, let's pretend that these guys are his friends. Now, he's looking back because he does care about these people, but he's still also so focused on the fact that he got to keep the swords. So he got his last say in, but it's conflict based off like an ego thing. And yes, I know ego is more, usually aligned with the fire energy, but I mean, find me an Aquarius that doesn't have an ego, that doesn't know everything. Just saying. And the 5 is a card for Aquarius because 5, 6, and 7 is fixed energy. 5 of Pentacles. This is feeling left out in the cold. This is having to come to a place where maybe you reevaluate how you value physical things or money. This is where you have to figure out for yourself if you're physically where you're supposed to be. Why do we allow ourselves to be thrown out of anything? And if we are thrown out of something, whether it's a literal structure or building or somebody's life, did we have a right to be there? Did we belong there in the first place? So this is a lot of conflict based off your place within the material realm. So I will also say before I close this out, even though this video is getting a little too long, the 5s, like I said, is all about fixed energy. 5, 6, and 7 in the tarot are the first, second, and third decan of the fixed signs. Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, Taurus. There's an immovability to fixed signs. They're often known for being very stubborn. And it's often because of that they experience the most conflict. So I think a big part of the story is to allow yourself to move, allow yourself to be a little bit more flexible. If we're unwilling to learn new things and change our perspectives, we're going to be in a constant state of conflict. If we're unwilling to grow, we're going to be in a constant state of conflict. So that is what I got for you. I hope that helps, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.